Jam here, and welcome to the Brazilian Grand Prix of 2017. Yes, that's right, that was when this race took place, as you can see in the top right hand corner of your screen. This was on the F1 2016 game, and this was a league race that took place on the 22nd of April of 2017, so very nearly 3 years ago, and I haven't watched this race back since. So it could be interesting. As you could see from the qualifying results, I'd be starting this race from pole position, and apparently I'm quite trying to decide what strategy to go for, starting on the softs by the looks of things, then potentially going on to the mediums and then the hards, but with the potential of rain later. Harking back to qualifying once again, as we saw, it was a wet qualifying session with everybody qualifying on inters, which may or may not have been the reason that I managed to get pole. From what I remember from back then, I was quite good in the wet, and I think it was at least partly due to being on a wheel. Yeah, it's been quite a while since I raced on my wheel, especially in a league race. Never got the hang of it on Forza, which is why I don't use it anymore. But it used to be standard. Cheers, Jeff. So yeah, I used to be quite half decent on a wheel on this game, and it definitely gave you an advantage in certain situations on this game. Say in the wet, I've already mentioned. The rest of the grid is forming up. And I believe at tracks like Suzuka as well, I had a pretty good race there. I've just remembered, yeah, I don't miss doing the commentary on these because Jeff talks over me all the bloody time, so this could be fun. Right, so, red lights are on, and it's lights out, and away we go for the Brazilian Grand Prix of 2017, coming to you from the Racing Gaming League, as I believe that was what the league was called back then. A little bit wide into turn one, left-hand mirror there. There was a Mercedes going for it up the inside once again as I cut the curb on the right and get a bad run. There's a second car alongside as well. Mercedes going defensive down in towards turn three as we're flicking around with the fuel. Going around the outside, or at least trying to. Dipping the wheel over the curb and trying to reset my voice so it doesn't sound so stupid anymore. And we're still side by side, this time with the Williams as we head up the hill. But he's on the outside there, and that is not a place you want to be, and we do manage to clear him before the very tight right-hander. And things have now started to seem to have settled down as we fly through the second sector. I'd forgotten how little HUD I used to use. I think the only way to tell what position I'm in is either by literally keeping track, or you can just about see it on the steering wheel in game to the right hand side, but my preview screen isn't clear enough for me to be able to read that even. But a lap later, oh no, 2 laps later, end of lap 3 now. Still second by the looks of things. Going around the final corner, we've got a Mercedes, another Mercedes in the mirror. We've gone defensive down in towards turn one. He's going for the outside. Briefly see him. Oh, and we've locked up there, and he's been able to do the under and over on us, and he's on the hard tyre as well. Okay, that's not great. We get DRS back as we run down towards turn 3. Picking up one hell of a stream. We've gone to the outside and we've hit him. What have we done there? Oh my god, that's like very similar to what Vettel and Leclerc did this year, or last year now. Oh Jam, what were you doing? I had a mental run. Just clipped his front right tyre. Somehow we don't seem to have got any we don't seem to have got any wing damage, so we probably won't have to pit. But we definitely have dropped at least a couple of positions. I can't tell exactly how many. I really can't read the steering wheel. I think I'm 4th or 5th at the moment. I'm not sure. We're still following on for an awfully long time. We're up behind this Force India now, and we're running wide around the final quarter. Can't be keeping these mistakes. So yeah, obviously I edited this back in 2017 as well. So if the editing's not up to my usual amazing quality, that'll be why. But oh, we've been dive bombed by a Ferrari as we got overtaken by a Williams there. Wow, that Ferrari looks so different. It's a 4-year-old car, crikey. So yeah, we lost 2 places through the centre S's. Once again, I was going to say once again we had DRS down towards turn 3. It's up behind them, it's lap 5 now. Oh, that's not the best of lines through there. We're going to have a nice toe, nice double toe almost. And DRS once again. We're going to almost look, oh, that's very laggy. That's far from ideal. Had a very good run there. I was almost going to say that we're almost alongside before DRS became active, but sounds like there's maybe someone in the pits off to my left, maybe someone that started on the softer compound tyre. As we once again have DRS down towards turn 3, nice and cautiously this time though, hanging back, making sure we don't run into the back of anybody. So I mentioned earlier about getting wing damage. I'm pretty sure we did have simulation damage on for this league, so that was absolutely a bit of a 15 minutes, crikey, we only had a little bit predicted towards the end of the race. Okay, that could make things interesting.
We've been awarded a time penalty. It will go against our finishing time.
That's not helpful. But yeah, judging by qualifying, if we could have some rain, that would be very nice. And if this Ferrari could stop being so jittery, that would also be very nice. One might expect that we should have the pace to get back past him. And here we're going to... Oh, especially considering he's on the harder tyre. As we make contact with the back of his car again, hopefully with the DRS open, we're just going to be able to get past nice and cleanly. Oh, where is he? He's in the mirror. Oh, and we've locked up again going into turn 1. But we do manage to keep the position. I started this commentary off with such confidence. It's quite hard to carry that on when you've got no idea what's happening. Right, on to lap 7 then, in the DRS of the Williams now. It can't... Oh no, the Ferrari is still in the mirrors. Is that the Ferrari or is that somebody else? That looks like a McLaren. Good run through the centre S's though. Perhaps using a bit too much curb, but we didn't seem to pick up a penalty for it. So a good run onto the straight that leads us down towards turn 3. DRS open, we go into the inside this time. Braking as late as we can, pinched on the apex. I think I'd normally like to be in 4th gear around there, though I don't quote me on that. But nice slide up the inside, and hopefully that is moved on, and we can set off after the cars that we might have been fighting earlier in the race before we had a bit of an incident. Oh, the Williams comes back at us through there. That's not really much of an overtaking place, especially not from sort of that far back. But he's made it work. Oh, that's a squeeze, and this is a little bit of a feisty battle by the looks of things. So we're going to have DRS on him again as we run down towards turn 1. We get a much better exit from the final corner, almost slightly alongside already. Just sticking to the left hand side of the track, he's making sure he's just about giving us racing room. Apparently should be going into the pit sometime soon, maybe? Who knows? The DRS nice and effective, down in towards turn 1 on the inside. Tiny bit of a lock up, but we do get the move done. And if I can see in my mirrors correctly, I believe the Williams might have lost 2 positions there, just like I did when he got past me along with the Ferrari a few laps ago. So on to lap 9 now, not pitting, looking at the guys behind us fighting side by side down towards turn 1. He's going to... Oh, and we've locked up again, that front left front left tyre taking a lot of punishment is what I was trying to say. Yeah, I do remember that braking, definitely my weakest point when I was running the wheel. Just couldn't get used to no ABS braking because there's not a lot of feel in my pedals. It's very much quite a bit of guesswork. A little bit of an oversteering moment there as we lost a place to the Mercedes. I believe both Mercedes were ahead of us already, so I think he's probably got a pit stop's worth of a lead.
Okay, the safety car is out. The safety car is out. We need to form up at a reduced pace. Keep a close eye on that delta time. Make sure
now that's interesting.
We're considering switching to an alternate strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A?
What are we going to do here?
Okay, copy that.
What on earth was that strategy? We are going to pit under the safety car, and I think we're going onto the hard tyres. Oh, this is madness. So we have gone onto the hard tyres.
You have 2 stops remaining.
Yeah, I have a feeling, Jeff, we're not going to be going for another 2 stops. because, as I mentioned right at the start of this race, we did see a little bit of rain forecast. So hopefully these hard tyres...
We're expecting light rain.
Yeah, 10 minutes away for a bit of light rain. Obviously it's going to take a little bit longer for the track to be ready for intermediates, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we can take these tyres all the way to the inters. What is that? Oh, okay, this is... Come on, close up the gap. What?
Okay, the incident has been cleared. Let's get back up to
That's
decent
not
speed.
on. I was trying to encourage the Force India to get a move on. And then I won't go and get overtaken by... Oh, you're kidding me. Little bit of an incident ahead and we end up running into the back of the Mercedes. And yeah, as Jeff has lovely and kindly pointed out, damage to the front wing. It's just not what you want. So I've got no idea what the hell we're going to do about it. I think we're just going to have to soldier on. We've only just made a pit stop. The whole pack's bunched up together because of the safety car. Once again, we're going to the outside of Mercedes in a braking zone, and we've locked up again into turn 1, and then we've been hit by somebody else. We were wide enough anyway. How the hell did someone else run into the side of us? Okay, that's... I'll tell you what, the driving quality in this video, perhaps not up to the standard of stuff that I've recorded later. Like I said, very different experience this one to me driving on Forza on the controller. So... Oh, that's a car out the race! I thought it was a flying wheel there, and I'm very surprised that was only a local yellow. I do remember that the safety cars and virtual safety cars in this game were rather erratic, to say the least. Going to the outside of the Ferrari here, that was very tight at points.
Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS.
Oh, okay, that wasn't even a DRS pass. It's only just come back online after the safety car. Okay. So we've made up another position. No idea where I am in the race. You might be able to tell if you can see on the in-game wheel. Maybe, well, at the very least, at the best, we're P3 because we can see 2 cars ahead of us. But I have a feeling that I'll be a little bit lower than that, given everything that's happened in this race. So once again in the slipstream. It's a nice short track here. It's quite weird. Normally when I'm commentating over stuff, it's quite often like in a GT car at Silverstone, and the lap's 2.5 minutes long or something silly.
The track conditions aren't improving. It's your choice as to whether you want to fit the wets.
Oh, that was a squeeze, and we've both spun, and I've just gone and not got the... Oh, I've not got the turning angle to get away from the barrier, and I've given myself extra damage, and the Force India's stuck there as well. Tell you what, I can't look now, but... Oh, we're drifting through the next corner. That'll be all the dodgy grass on the tyres. And we are coming into the pits. Is it too soon to go straight onto the intermediates? Are we going to go for a quick stint on the softs first? No, we're going straight onto the inters and we're getting a fresh wing.
That was our last stop. No more
So hoping that the rain continues now then, and try and go to the end of the race. Jeff agrees. He doesn't think there's any more stops left. Oh, that's not good. Already in the barriers going out the pits. Once again, just immediately checking for damage.
Fuel is marginal. We're going to have to go very easy to recover enough to...
Yeah, Jeff, that's not an issue. I was always under fueling.
We're considering switching to an alternate strategy. Do you want to change?
That's not a good sign. He wants to put me straight back on the dry tyres. Oh no. Oh, this has not been a good race. I can see why I didn't get round to publishing this video when it happened. I talked about it in the BGT Nürburgring race. At least the rain is starting to look a bit heavier now. Somebody else is diving into the pits ahead of me. But this has not been a good race. I don't even know how many cars are still running. I don't know how many we started with. I think it was maybe 14 or 15 cars. At the very least, we seem to be on the right tyres at last. We've jumped.
DRS has been disabled by the stewards. DRS...
That is always the perfect sign that...
We think there's a viable strategy change available to us. Would you like to keep to the current plan or try...
Jeff, if you could stop interrupting, that would be great, mate. So no more DRS, which means it's absolutely time for inters. So we go up the inside into turn 1 once again. Nice and cleanly this time on the Williams. Well, I was going to say I had no idea if that was an overtake or if I was lapping somebody or what. I've completely lost track of what's going on in this race. I'm going to assume that was for position. Why are we going to box this lap? Oh, crikey. So coming out, what was it, 3-4 laps early for intermediates. I should have been able to go to the end on these tyres, but they're just not going to make it. Oh no! That incident with the Force India brought me in just a couple of laps early, and I got a pit with just 3 laps to go. Oh, that's an absolute travesty. This has not been a good race. Started from pole position and oh no. So we're on to the last lap now. Going through the middle sector. Fuel is apparently critical. We're in rich mix though, so that's interesting. The winner has won already, so we're half a lap down. And we're just going to stay on board till the end of the race now by the looks of things. Just struggling through in the wet conditions. Oh, around the long sweeping left-hander. One final braking zone as we come into the last proper corner. And start running up the hill. Can't see anyone in front of us, there's no one behind us. I can't read what position we're in. That's maybe a 4 or a 6, I've got no idea. No clue. And we cross the line. In 4th place. I mean, it could have been worse, but one less pit stop, 20 seconds, and we were maybe still somehow fighting for second, so oh Christ, that wasn't a good race. If you want to see a really good race from this league series, go back and watch Silverstone. Best video on my channel by far. But that's it for this one. There is 2 more, so if you enjoyed this hilarity and absolute shambles, there's 2 more videos of this from 2017. So I'll see you then if you join me for that. But yeah, this is over. Bye.